So I'm going to ask you this. First of all, how are you as a Christian affected by the nation of Israel?
How am I affected by Israel?
How am I as a Christian affected by the nation of Israel?
How am I as a Christian affected by the nation of Israel?
Israel, that's God's chosen nation, God's chosen people. So that means I'm affected, you're affected, we're all affected by Israel.
Jesus himself was a Jew.
Jesus was a Jew.
I mean, come on. Jesus was a Jew.
Jesus was a Jew, and he walked on water.
He wasn't a Christian. He wasn't a Baptist. He wasn't from California. He was a Jew from Israel.
Did you know that 80% of the Bible was actually written in Hebrew by the Jewish people?
And what do I say? What do you want me to say to that? Because I could be like, duh. I mean, really?
80% of the Bible was written in Hebrew by Jewish people, so it just kind of makes sense that that the Christian faith was founded on the Jewish beliefs.
The Jews don't need us as Christians to explain their faith, but us as Christians, we need the Jews to explain our roots, our faith.
Judaism can stand without Christianity, but Christianity cannot stand without Judaism.
Christians, we are not our own tree. We've been grafted in.
As part of our foundation. It's part of who we are, the core of what we believe today.
There's more that unites us than there is that divides us.
Genesis 12 talks about how God will bless those who bless Israel.
Even outside of them being Jewish, as Israel as a nation, it's not fair what's being done to them.
As Christians, we ought to not tolerate any terrorists that will try to harm God's people.
There was like a woman that I was talking to, and she said, you know, there's these bombs and we have 15 seconds and you might think, oh, that's not that long, there's shelters everywhere. But she said, what do you do in the middle of the night when you have 3 kids and you hear a siren go off and you have 15 seconds to get to a shelter? Which one of your kids do you take first? Because the other 2 may not make it.
Being a student, I couldn't imagine hearing my alarm wake me up in the morning and know that I have 15 seconds to get out of the house. Impossible.
That's insane what Israel has to put up with. That's insane.
15 seconds, I mean, my alarm could be going off for 15 seconds before I even know it's going off. So I would probably be dead.
When the sirens go off, you've got 15 seconds before a rocket or a mortar hits. How do you get outside quick enough to go get your kids and gather them together so that you're going to be safe? Oh, better yet, it goes off in the middle of the night. And where do you go find refuge to get away from this? You are sitting and waiting. This is a reality.
To have to drop everything the second you hear the siren sound and run for shelter, I can't even imagine it. I really, it's unrealistic to even think that you could just make it in 15 seconds.
Did you know that in certain parts of Europe, they're actually taking out the history of the Holocaust? They're out of the textbooks.
It's still terrorism that we're facing and radical fascist Islam that's going on.
I didn't know that they're trying to erase the Holocaust, but how can they do that? That's ridiculous.
And they're now speaking where they're trying to reverse and refute history.
6 million people that died in the Holocaust. That's almost the exact amount of Jews that are in Israel right now. That'd be a complete genocide.
I mean, this is history.
How do you rewrite history?
It can't be ignorant to the truth. I mean, the Holocaust is a part of history.
We need to make sure that the past never repeats itself and that we are able to reshape the future.
In the media, which is a reflection of what's going globally, is true anti-Semitism.
Unfortunately, Israel's got a bad rap.
The media kind of plays it against them and puts them as the bad guy instead of as somebody who is defending themselves.
Stories are twisted to the left or to the right and to give us a picture that is not necessarily always true.
You can't just watch the news. You have to find out for yourself.
Our generation can't afford to be silent about this issue.
Let it not be said that we closed our eyes. Let it not be said that we didn't speak up for our brothers.
You don't have to be a minister or a preacher or an evangelist to get involved. You have to use your voice because your voice really does matter.
I mean, what we're saying is what's going to affect the future as we graduate college and we begin to step into leadership roles around the country. The things that we believe and that we stand for is what's going to make a difference in our nation.
Open your mouths, people say something, do something about it. If no one does something about it, who is? Why not us? Why not you?
If you don't understand what we're talking about, go get yourself informed. Go to the website. There's so many helpful tips on the website that you could find out.
Don't just take my word for it. You need to discover the truth for yourself.
Be educated. Get the facts. Know what's going on so that you're not just battling this thing out of your heart, out of your head.
Your voice matters.
It's that simple. You guys got to get involved.
Start a trend. Go out and do this for yourself. You don't have to do this because anyone else is doing it. Be original. Be you.
Let me remind you that Israel has outlasted Pharaoh in Egypt, according to Exodus. They outlasted Herod and the Roman government. They outlasted Hitler, his ovens, and this Nazi regime. They will outlast Ahmadinejad and all of his republic and those that desire the annihilation of Israel.
I will be silent no more.
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 No more.
No more.
Having an imperfect voice is better than having perfect silence.